Today marks the release of the Jackbox Naughty Pack. After 10 straight years of 5-game party pack collections, Jackbox is shaking things up. This pack is only 3 games, selling for $21.69 US, so roughly $7 per game. Fakin and Drawful make a return with dirty variants, with one new game, Let Me Finish. I love this franchise, but I'm not sure I've ever played an adult-themed variant of a board game I didn't find cringy. The worst part about something like Cards Against Humanity is that there's so little room to be funny, because the game is trying too hard to be funny for you with a bunch of blue nonsense. There's a certain amount of fun that lies in trying to sneak some clever innuendo into an otherwise neutral prompt or game. Or in any of Jackbox's drawing games, someone will inevitably draw something obscene just because. So I'm going in with major doubts that officially slapping dirty words onto existing games will in any way raise the appeal for me. Streaming this pack is bound to be a nightmare. It still has some filters to protect against the worst of it, but if you let randos join your naughty pack, I imagine they'll take it as an invitation to be more juvenile than usual, all but guaranteeing it'll go to hell. I've already seen that happen enough times in regular Jackbox party packs, so I don't even plan to attempt publicly streaming this pack and won't be speaking on that side of things. To me, this one is best played privately with people you already know. And in case people missed it, Jackbox also released the free Megapicker a few months back. This addresses a long-standing complaint that swapping party packs over and over across a games night is a pain in the ass. The Megapicker gives you one central hub to manage these games through. It's not a perfect solution, but they've already done a few updates addressing some of players' concerns and are actively looking for more feedback. And again, it's free. If you own more than like 2 party packs, it's probably worth giving a try. Before getting into the individual reviews, I want to share an upcoming party game being published by Two Left Thumbs. This is 17 Waves. Imagine the chaotic cooperation of Overcooked applied to the tower defense action of something like Pixel Junk Monsters. Played fully online, you must run around building towers, stocking them with ammo and applying upgrades. Gather up gold from killing enemies to spend on your towers or yourself, working together to survive all 17 waves. While the game itself isn't naughty, you might hear a couple dirty words flung your way if you let any of those aliens slip through. There's a free demo available on Steam now. Solo play is also an option. You can activate a little robot helper, so be sure to give that a try and add it to your Steam wishlist. That helps us out so much. First, looking at Fakin' It All Night Long, a social deduction game for 3 to 8 players. Although we first played with 3 players, and there just isn't really anywhere for the faker to hide, so it isn't really all that fun with that minimum player count. Fakin' It returns from the Party Pack 3, and largely plays the same. In each round, you take on a different task to root out the faker. The best update here is the alternate remote play option, which has digital equivalents of every action. Most of the games are just hand gestures, so having your avatar do that for you works well. While playing in person is going to be more hectic, rambling, and trying to defend yourself under the spotlight, this alternate mode is an excellent substitute. For each task, everyone has a prompt to respond to on their device, with the faker being told they are the odd one out and needing to hide among the group or defend their outlier answers. If the group does not agree on the faker through a majority vote, more rounds of that task are played relative to the player group size. With 3 players, we had 2 chances to catch the faker, and good luck getting away with it there, or with 5 players, it was 3 rounds. Most of the tasks are returning from Fakin' It in the Party Pack 3. In Hands of Truth, you raise your hand if the prompt applies to you. Blending in is 50-50 for the faker, so they aren't shown a prompt at all, only seeing it for the first time when it appears on the main screen. You Got a Point has each player point at someone else playing. The faker is doing so blindly. While using goofy names generally makes this game more tricky, it's especially confusing in this round, but it's still perfectly functional. Number Pressure is now called Finger Blast, which has you raising anywhere from 0 to 5 fingers. We found that not every question really made sense with this format, and resulted in a lot of random accusations. Face Value has you pulling a facial expression to match the prompt, while the digital version instead has Emotional Damage, giving you access to a pool of relevant emojis. That limited pool saves the faker from submitting a guitar when everyone else submitted an animal. And there is the all-new task, Thumb Shot. Similar to Hands of Truth, the faker will have a 50-50 shot of blending in. The question types here are more opinion-based than those in Hands of Truth. For example, are the following music types sexy or unsexy? Since it is 50-50 and it is opinion-based, this one felt especially easy for the faker to get away with it. And the final round is the returning Text You Up. Everyone but the faker is given the same 3 questions to answer, with the faker receiving 3 related questions designed to guide their answers towards being similar to the groups, so they aren't totally disadvantaged. The main group sees something like the college major that gets the most action, while the faker gets the most sensible college major. The faker earns points for evading everyone, and the others earn points for finding the faker. Even in rounds where the group didn't come into a majority, you could still earn points for correctly identifying who they were. If any task goes for multiple rounds, including the always 3-round finale, it is fully up to you to track your top suspects. I think it'd have been useful if your past guesses within that task were shown privately on your device, but I imagine asking the players to track that themselves is by design, as it helps the faker more easily sneak through in all the confusion. Fakin' It was already a great game, and allowing for remote play is a very welcome update. I was rolling my eyes when one of the very first prompts was the standard you would expect, but with a fully random F-bomb inserted in the middle. But in reality, most of the prompts weren't all that crass. I appreciate that they aren't spewing it out rapid fire like Deadpool, as that'd wear thin quickly. There were a few that leaned a little too stupid for me, yet I can't deny that they still ended up leading to some pretty good laughs.
Something is going up your pooper. Pick what it is.
It's going up your pooper. That's like the sort of humor I was scared this would have.
Okay, well. You explain the crown.
The backgrounds are subtly decorated with lube, butt plugs, underwear, and other adult objects. The timer has this little dude at the bottom of the screen doing some goofy things like twerking his way across. And in the end screen, someone put a lot of time into animating these butt jiggles. I found that the naughty aspects here weren't anywhere near as obnoxious as I was anticipating. I considered the original Fakin' It like a 7 out of 10, and with the remote play edition, I'd call this one an 8 out of 10. Dirty Drawful for 3 to 8 players. It's Drawful, but dirty. I could probably just leave my review there since Drawful is one of the most popular games in the series. Everyone is given a prompt that they need to draw. One by one, those are shown to the group, and everyone else needs to guess what the prompt was, attempting to craft something believable enough to fool others into guessing it. I believe it was Drawful Animate in the Party Pack 8 that started giving more disjointed, typo-ridden prompts in order to more easily blend in with the haphazard submissions players tend to make. They maintained that here, and I think it does a good job of ensuring people can't just learn the tricks of how Jackbox writes these prompts. But I swear, some of these felt like they got farted out of an AI. The first prompt I got was Piss Ghost Snatch the Lady's Pearls. What in God's name am I even reading there? You earn points for guessing correctly or for fooling others. The prompts now include some dirty words, this animated owl twerks in the main menu, there are a bunch of animated emotes to spam, and everyone gets 4 colors following the tradition of adding 1 more color per Drawful installment. That's about the extent to which it's different from regular Drawful. It is kind of funny to just let loose with your drawings and guesses, knowing that pretty well anything goes now. If you like Drawful and want to be told to draw boobs rather than sneaking them into your drawing, then you'll love this. Drawful is a classic, and I've given each installment of it 9s or 10s before. But since Drawful 2 already exists as a standalone with the ability to add custom prompts, I don't see a lot of value added here. I feel like I already effectively own this game 3 times over, so it's getting an 8 out of 10 for me this time instead. It just wasn't different enough. And finally, the one fully new game in this mini pack, Let Me Finish. Another drawing game, again for 3 to 8 players. Note that this one features out loud play, so you really do need to be in person or on a voice call at a minimum. If you somehow did decide you wanted to subject yourself to live streaming this one with randos, it's not really gonna work. In each round, you're shown a collection of photos with a random question. Everyone is given the chance to answer the question by scribbling on the photo, but only 2 players are actually pitted head-to-head per group of photos. They take turns presenting their doodles and making their case, with the option to draw further with a fading laser pointer as they're presented. Everyone votes on a winner between that core matchup. Points are doled out based on number of votes received. Everyone not in that head-to-head can decide whether they want to jump into the queue and also present for a shot at bonus points. If anyone does choose to jump in, they add to the value of the jump-in points pool and can then present their own picture. If nobody challenges them, they get those points for free. If multiple people participate, it sparks a secondary vote. The points hardly feel like they matter. The main round points completely trump the meager bonus points given, and the rankings weren't even shown until the end. That was it. No format shakeups, alternate, or final rounds. We did manage to have some incredible laughs during this one in particular.
Just round the feet, because look, you can see the goods. It's got the little penis poking down right there. You gotta show off the penis if you're wearing sweats.
Ooh.
That's the ass of it?
Yes.
I just want to point out how thick this fucking armoire is. Like, this is gotta be one of the sexiest pieces of furniture I've ever seen.
And that's all I wanted to say.
I just wanted to point out that the point of this gray sweatpants is to show off the bulge, and look at that bulge in the bottom center. That's what's getting shown off.
No, you're right there, but like the point of sweatpants is to show off how thick you are.
But overall, felt the concept was a little half-baked, and the naughty element didn't really enhance the experience. Mostly it just limits your answers by putting you in a crude box. It's a lesser version of drawing and presentation style games they've had in the past. It's quite repetitive and sort of lacks a hook that really makes the game stick. And it was the most prone to just having straight up stupid prompts that I feared would permeate the entire pack. We appreciated that the rounds were short as it kept everything moving at a snappy pace. It's not a lot else to say. The best I can give this one is like a 5 out of 10. I'll probably give it a few more tries with different groups, but I imagine the interest in this one will wane fast. And that's it, we've already covered all 3 games. Looking at the pack as a whole, the tradition of individual credits theme songs is continued with some dirty little ditties that's worth a chuckle. There are small references to other Jackbox titles sprinkled around in a way I always appreciate, but as a whole, there wasn't a lot here that I don't feel you can already get elsewhere within the series. If you're a Fakin it fanatic, can't be bothered to add custom prompts to Drawful, maybe suspect you'll enjoy these quick-fire basic presentations, or just generally like the idea of naughty words and themes being added into these games, then I do think you'll have fun here. The average I gave the 3 games in this pack was a 7, which is pretty good. The launch price is pretty fair, and you'll probably already know by now whether the naughty side of this will appeal to you and your friends. It's a decent pack that delivers what it set out to. Don't expect many new ideas, but if you're just looking for some spicier options for your games night, then sure, give it a go. Last year, I thought the 10th Party Pack was rather weak, and that seems to have been the majority opinion. So my hope is that this small offering will leave them space to spend 2 years on the Party Pack 11 and come back with a more polished experience and true return to form. Maybe they'll finally make the all sequels pack I was hoping for number 10. Although just now, as I'm scripting out this video, they seemingly accidentally revealed the Jackbox Survey Scramble. It likely wasn't accidental, and I just happened to stumble across the Steam page shortly before they announced it anywhere formally. It looks to be a collection of Family Feud-like survey games that are being updated based on player responses. I've been a huge sucker for some of Jackbox's past survey-based games, and I think them more frequently deviating from the standard party packs might be exactly the change they needed to make. I'm probably more excited for the survey scramble than I have been for the last few party packs, so that feels really promising to me. One more time, go check out 17 Waves. At the time this video was uploaded, all of the art on the Steam page is outdated. We recently hired artist Liam Crossy to do a full rework of the art, so what I'm showing you now is how the game currently looks. We'll update the screenshots and trailers and everything as soon as that's all locked in. What are your thoughts on the Naughty Pack? Are you excited for the survey scramble? If they did do an all sequels pack, which would you most like to see make a return? Thank you once again to the Jackbox team for sending me an early copy of this, especially when I was kinda scathing about the Party Pack 10. I think that demonstrates their willingness to listen to the audience, and they're not gonna lash out because they had a few bad reviews. I'll support this team as long as they keep making these packs, and thank you to all of you for trusting me with these reviews. Now that it's public, I look forward to hearing what you all thought of it. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.